Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Gabriel and I'll be showing you guys some Cobble bases today. Now when it comes to actually getting the kind of texture, whether that be cobbles or kind of like a rocky road or something like, to accomplish this, I 3D printed this base that I got. I had a set of bases from a Kickstarter I supported, and it's no longer available, I believe. So, there's no really point advertising, but um, you can use this as a really easy way of getting a lot of nice textures because instead of using wall filler or spackle or taking plastic pieces and cutting the texture out individually, or using green stuff roller and rolling it out. This kind of like just leaves it hands off. You can do pretty much what you want, so it's not too bad. But the best option if you don't want to invest in 3D printing is to simply get a green stuff roller or some kind of or find some kind of efficient way to create that texture, because unless you're absolutely certain you're only going to do a few, it's really nice to have something that isn't going to be very tedious and could kind of kill your excitement for hobbying and basing, especially because so many people, they don't want to paint, and then if they get the painting done they don't want to base, and that's another huge cliff that people don't want to climb. So I'll show you the process of just painting it up, because of the variety of ways you can build it. But essentially it comes down to base coating it, then stippling on different layers of color. So if you want to use this gray, then you would have lighter grays, darker grays. You could mix in browns and yellows and reds and greens and just kind of play with the different tones you would want to use, and then just stipple those on lightly, and so those can kind of blend together. And then you wash that down just using an ink wash, and then you can finish up by highlighting it by just brushing over with another gray tone. And so you can play with these things. You could add multiple washes. You could highlight with a bunch of different tones afterward. You don't have to use washes at all, but just start with a dark base coat, and you can use a lot of variety here. You could also add in a little flock or grass tufts, or maybe you want to add in some scenery, maybe even build like part of a wall behind them or something. Really be imaginative when it comes to basing, because it can be really fun if you have a like a wall and a candle is sitting in it, in like a socket in the wall, and then the glow is casting light on the character. That's something that's really creative, and I think your opponents and your friends will appreciate when you're playing. So really just kind of go out there and really enjoy the process. And as you can see, this was very simple. It only took maybe 20-30 minutes just to do a couple bases. So if you have a few dozen of them in front of you, it really shouldn't take more than a few hours or even less, just because you'll be base coating them very quickly, just stippling on very quickly. This is all a very quick and random process. You could even use a sponge, and that will even make it faster and even more kind of scattered and interesting with your patterns. So really just play with it. And I do want to keep doing future basing tutorials, and I'll see if I can kind of create some crazy and interesting things. So until then, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you for the next one.